We'll now turn to our last question for today's session from Kristina Kisin. Kristina is currently the Executive Director of ProudPolitics Canada, a nonprofit organization dedicated to increasing the number of openly 2S LGBTQ+ public officials in Canadian politics. She's a student at the Clayton School at the Clayton Riddell Graduate Program in Political Management at Carleton University in Ottawa. Kristina, please share your question.
Well, Madam President, thank you so much for making the time to share your insights with us today. I know it's been inspiring for me, and I'm sure for everyone else here today. So thank you so much for making the time. I'm curious about your experience with engaging young people in civic action. In my recent work, a big part of my role is being a community organizer and trying to get other young people engaged in politics and feeling empowered to run for office. And so I want to ask you, in your experience, what are some of the most effective ways for young people to engage in civic action beyond voting, and especially in contexts where they might feel like their voices are marginalized?
Learn from the community. Listen to them, to their priorities, their views, their suggestions as to how you can be a part of them, how you can help to lead them, how you can influence their thinking. And maybe some of their words will change you. Their words will strengthen you. That's where we say community activism is not just going to tell them what you are, what you know, how you can help them to be what they are, but to let them know that you too appreciate their own skills, their own ideas, and their own goals. And sometimes those goals just come together because they may be common in terms of the ultimate end game as to what's to be achieved to make the community more robust, to make a community that has shared values, and a community ready to reach out to each other. That's what your work is cut out for, to being able to do that. We all like to talk about community engagement and how we can do something, but it takes a lot of effort because there are going to be diverse opinion in every community. And there will be those who will also resist and resent one person that has strong views and try to have the voice that others listen to, and there could be resistance. But I think that's where you come in with a different approach of, okay, you've got a better idea, let's listen to it. You can lead a particular initiative, whatever that initiative is, whether it's in the community, providing service to the community, providing service to a particular grouping in the community, an organization or an institution. Give somebody the chance. You want to lead, give them the opportunity. And listen to them too. And you may find that your own views and your ability to show some humility, but at the same time showing the leadership that you rightfully deserve because you've earned it through your knowledge, through your action, but being able to balance it, the resistance you may feel from those not equally capable of being able to push the way you do. And get into a place where they shared respect because of common views of achievement and goals. It's about dynamic. Civic action is a dynamic process, one that's always changing to be able to respond to changing circumstances and being able to maintain your principles and your values and make the necessary adjustment to these changes without getting frustrated, without giving up, because you feel things have now worked the way you wanted it to work, at the pace you wanted it to work. The thing is to stay focused to make those changes, to readjust yourself, to listen more, to expand your circle so that others are learning from you. But by learning from you, you learn from them. And that's how your numbers spread. That's how you create this cooperative effort in trying to mobilize what I call, the wave effect, the ripple effect. There's so much of you moving toward the same objectives that wave is too hard to be resisted by everybody. And that's how you explore the cracks, and you begin to widen that crack, and you begin to open up the society. Much of that is going on in the world today. Some of it in young activism is a bit too far, too fast. And one can understand, having been marginalized for a long time, the anxiety to get on with it in this global environment. We can now push because the circumstances are such that now is the pushing time. Now is the time to do it. And sometimes you push too hard, and then the resistance comes. So being able to push and stop, push again, opening it, but then networking across communities in your country, across the communities, across the ocean. Because there's somebody out there who has a better approach. Somebody out there has a deeper experience, a greater knowledge of history, a greater knowledge of tradition. And I think that exchange of ideas, God bless the technological age, where you can get on your phone and you can reach somebody in Malaysia, you can reach somebody in Africa, you can reach somebody somewhere else, and you can establish those relationships. And I encourage you who head these organizations to find places across the ocean with others that have the same views you have and the same ideals. And just reach out maybe once a month, do a phone call, exchange ideas, get a small group together in a room, get them to organize a small group and just talk to each other, learn from those different experiences in different circumstances, in different countries' environment. You may also learn that just learning from each other shows you the common threads of where goals are common, where ideals are common, where values are common, even though they're based on differences in history and differences in culture. But it's a question of inclusiveness, participation, reform to bring that about, the rights of all, the rights to be a part of, the right to be the ones that suffer from or benefit from a decision made by others, to be at the table with them, to have your voice. That's what activism is all about. And the strength of persistence, the strength of cooperation. To all of you, I see all the gleam of hopes from all of you. Every time each one have spoken with your own personal experience, I can see the leadership in your voice and the leadership coming from your heart. And I know that you've made a difference and will continue to do that, reaching across to each other, building upon each other's strengths and each other's aspirations. You can do it.
Thank you so much, Madam President, and thank you for highlighting the importance of listening as a leader and encouraging the sharing of knowledge and the sharing of ideas to make a larger impact. So thank you so much for your time today.